So the question you might ask is, how does he imitate the resurrection? How does that happen? Well, there's three possibilities as to how Antichrist may have been resurrected. And that is, one, that he didn't actually die, he only seemed to die. But later on in the book of Revelation, we're going to see that there is no doubt that this person died and rose again. So it's not really a valid solution to say he was faking his death and he came back. The other one is that Satan brought him back to life. Now, Satan is not able to create life. He absolutely is the prince of the power of the air. He absolutely is the ruler of this world. But God has put limitations on what he can do. And one thing that no one can do except for God is create life. So Satan can't do that. Satan can't really be the way that Antichrist is resurrected, except for when Antichrist dies, Satan then indwells the dead Antichrist to bring him back to life. So in fact, the Antichrist for the last 3.5 years of the tribulation is actually Satan living in Antichrist's body and ruling the world in that way. Now that is certainly possible as well, but I don't think that's really an answer to the resurrection question. Certainly, I wouldn't be opposed to Antichrist having been indwelt by Satan in these last 3.5 years. At the end of all this, we're going to see that Antichrist is sent into the lake of fire. Now, we've seen in the past when somebody is indwelt by a demon, Jesus doesn't send that person to hell. He might send those demons into the abyss, but the person himself isn't sent to hell. If Satan is indwelling Antichrist and doing all these things through Antichrist himself and not Antichrist doing it, then it would be wrong for Jesus to send Antichrist into the lake of fire. So it doesn't really make sense that that is the resurrection experience. So the only last answer is that God must be the person who resurrects Antichrist. Why? Because God has a plan, and Antichrist is crucial to the plan that God has for these last 3.5 years. So God resurrects Antichrist, and Antichrist now is somebody who the world sees as this new Messiah. He's going to do everything he can to retain the worship of the people. And so as we go through that, we see that's going to happen for 42 months, which is 3.5 years. That's how long Antichrist is going to rule as a resurrected Messiah, if you would.